So today, a gambling site that I'm not showing released a mock draft for the 2025 WNBA draft, and I'm going to be looking at this here, reacting to it, and seeing what is most likely to happen. So I'm guessing, I don't know if they went to Tankathon or they just said whoever has the most likely chance. Who does have the most likely chance, actually? Yeah, they went full on. They just looked at Tankathon. I'm just going to randomly sim lottery. And most ways you sim the lottery will have the... Wow, Dallas. But whoever goes first is obviously taking Paige Bueckers. That's a given. That is a given. Paige Bueckers is going numero uno in the 2025 WNBA draft. That is a absolute given. Paige is probably the best point guard. She's probably... I don't even know what position. She can play the 1, she can play the 2, she can play the 3, she can play the 4 that she showed this year. Like, Paige Bueckers is a lot better than people are giving credit for. And again, if all works out, she could be one of the best guards in the WNBA. Again, I just don't know if she has that ceiling of a Caitlin Clark, but you just never know. And again, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, 26.4k, or this is actually going up while I'm away. Trying to 26.5k by the time I get home. But you've then got Kiki Iriafin at 2. Now, I don't know if you were Washington, would you take Kiki Iriafin? If I was Washington at 2, I would, because you've already got Aaliyah Edwards. You've already got Shakira Austin. You've already got Dolson. So you've already got, and then, what's her name? Hines Allen's there as well. So you have got all of these players that play same position as Kiki Iriafin. So unless Kiki Iriafin is this generational player, I'd pass on her. I would draft, if I was them, I would draft Dominique Malonga, because she's going to be back in France for a year or two. If not, you're developing her, and she's not going to be ready right away. She's 18. Or she's going to be 19 of the draft next year. She's not going to be 22 like these other players. She's going to be 19. But Kiki Iriafin, I think, is the second best player in the draft. If Mystics get 2 and 3, Mystics are not drafting Kiki. Olivia Miles, yeah. I think if you're someone like Chicago, you're probably wanting to go into the Olivia Miles sweepstakes. Because she is, if healthy, the best point guard in this draft. Other than Paige Bueckers, or if you want to consider her too. But she is like that high a player. She didn't play last year. But she's that high a point guard that it's like, yeah, she's one of, if she has a healthy season, she's one of the top players in this draft, no question about it. Dominique Malonga is the most interesting player in the draft. She played in the Olympics. She only played a couple of minutes in the final. She had a couple of good games, a couple of bad games. And look, it's what happens when you send in 18-year-olds to the Olympics to play with a team that almost won the damn thing. So I think that as far as they're concerned with Dominique Malonga, she's the highest upside pick. Taking her is perfect, because I actually think she'd fall. She'd continue to fall if she goes past Dallas, because I don't think the Valkyries would take her. If Anissa Morrow's on the board, you take Anissa Morrow right there. She's a guard that's going to give you, or a wing that's going to give you 20 a game. She plays with a decent motor. She's got some athleticism. Can shoot the mid-range. Can't shoot the 3 ball, though. But you're going to be able to find some like random shooters in that expansion draft. So for the Valkyries, I'd say, if you're assuming you're going to be 5th out of the lottery, then yeah, if you can get Morrow at 5, you should be happy. Raven Johnson at 6. So the Chicago Sky are continuing to pretend that the 3-point line does not exist. I like Raven Johnson, not to Chicago. Like, she can't shoot. Like, she legitimately can't shoot. I don't understand why a team who are struggling, whose biggest struggle is the 3-point line, would draft a player who can't shoot. Like, I get it. Maybe you're going up a little bit. Maybe you want to trade down with someone. But, like, why would you not take the other South Carolina point guard who's a 46% 3-point shooter? You don't need Raven Johnson. You don't need Raven Johnson if you're Chicago. And I know you're going to be like, oh, she's friends with Cardoso. I don't know how long Cardoso stays there. Like, you can't just pretend the 3-point line doesn't exist. It's basketball. It's basketball. You cannot go out with Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, Raven Johnson, and Kennedy Carter. None of them can shoot the 3-point shot. All you have to do to guard them is sit in the paint. Like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. They do that. There's no way they take a non-shooter. And why? I get it. Rory Harmon's a good player, but like, why would Indiana take a 5'6" point guard? Why? Like what? To bench her like she's like Grace Berger got benched? Why? Why would they take a 5'6" point guard as a rookie when Sonia Citron's not even in the first round? All right. But also, if AZ Fudd stays healthy for a year, why would you not take AZ Fudd? She can at least shoot the ball. A team that needs a shooter is going to take a point guard. They don't need a point guard. They've got a freaking point guard on the bench in Grace Berger, who's still on her rookie deal. They don't need a point guard. And if you're going to take a point guard, take Pow Pow. Because Pow Pow can play off the ball and just hits everything as well. If you want a point guard, take the taller, better shooting Pow Pow. But don't take a point guard. Take either AZ Fudd if she's healthy or Sonia Citron, who's not even on this list. AZ Fudd to UConn, or send it to UConn to Phoenix, Liberty. Do people just want the Liberty to never lose? Like, imagine adding AZ Fudd to that team, especially if AZ Fudd's healthy. Oh my god. Imagine just having a starting lineup of Sabrina Ionescu, whoever they sign on a max contract with the salute money. Sabrina, a max contract player. Benijah Laney Hamilton. Stewie, Jonquel Jones. With Fibic off the bench, the best bench player in the WNBA. AZ Fudd off the bench. And then just a bunch of players that they might be averaging 3 points a game, but you know when they have to play 25 minutes, they're going to give you 10 points. It's just unfair for the Liberty. Pick rescinded. The Storm getting Pow Pow. I do feel bad because Nika Mule may not play ever, but no, Pow Pow is a good player. Just because she shoots the ball. Again, you can never have too much shooting in basketball. Again, the Chicago Sky believe the 3-point line doesn't exist, but you can never have too much shooting. Georgia Moore, yeah, I like that. She's a good point guard, high level guard playing for a Minnesota Lynx team that, like, again, these are just a team boss. Like, as far as their stats wise goes, like Williams isn't the greatest stat wise point guard, but I do like her as a point guard. So, and she's a young point guard, she might work. Sanaya Rivers, the Chicago Sky don't believe in the 3-point shot. I'm convinced that they have hired, like, they've hired a coach or like a backroom staff from the 1980s that think the 3-point shot is the least efficient shot in basketball. Like, she can't shoot. Why would you you're a team that needs shooting. Why would you draft 2 players that can't shoot? Do you actually want to go out there and see how and break the record for at least 3-point shots taken in a season? They genuinely must not believe. If that was, again, like, sorry. Obviously, they're not doing this. But I'm like, this is crazy. If they go, I was like, would they want to do that? They obviously don't. They obviously don't want to do that. They obviously aren't going to do that. If Sonia Citron's still on the board, Sonia Citron is not going past Chicago. She's might not go past Chicago at 6. There's no way also. Even if they take Raven Johnson, they're taking a lights out shooter at 12. And in 13, Janiyah Barker, I have no idea who she is. Who is Janiyah Barker? Sophomore last year. Okay, that's the reason why I haven't seen her on a single... she was on the AmeriCup team, I guess. She's a 6'3" forward. I've never heard of her. Again, I didn't watch much Texas A&M, and I have watched most of the draft prospects, and like, she obviously is a junior, so she's not on most mock drafts. But this is the dumbest mock draft I've ever seen. They have a team that needs shooters drafting 2 non-shooters, and the only way that happens is, again, as I've said, the Chicago Sky have hired someone from the 1970s as their head of basketball operations. Why would the Fever draft another 5'6" point guard? Why would they let AZ Foot? If AZ Foot's not healthy, she falls out of second round. If she's healthy, she does not go number 8. Malonga, there's no way that Kiki or Yaffin goes to the Mystics, because they're not going to have 7 players that play the same position. And Olivia Miles, yeah, fair enough. Everything else, I don't mind. So that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.